Welcome to Dear X, a new podcast series from the creators of The Mohua Show. In this podcast, we will speak to individuals who've had the courage to call it quits in their relationships and marriages when it wasn't working any longer. We will discuss the dreaded D word of divorce, which most of us shy away from. Dear X will speak to once married, now single folks, people going through heartbreak, counselors, and lawyers to bring you honest, trippy truths of what it took to say no more. Hi, Mona. Welcome to today's episode of Dear X. So just for our listeners, I was very, very taken aback, when I saw that you are a divorce empowerment coach. Exactly, I think, what is needed in today's world, because most of us are very, very confused as to how do you need to navigate yourself during such a large decision of a person's life. And I think for both men and women, it can get extremely difficult because it's that ultimate word and the ending of a relationship that isn't accepted that easily, right? So Mona, सबसे पहला सवाल जो मेरे दिमाग में आता है, how did you choose to become a divorce empowerment coach?
Yeah, it took me quite a while. First of all, thank you, Moa, for having me. My own journey has been quite a roller coaster here. I was working in corporate world. I worked for 12 years, and then I got married and then decided to venture into entrepreneurships. I did a couple of businesses before, but the significant moment came when I navigated through a challenging divorce myself. I went through emotional distress, societal judgments, financial issues, which are really part of this life altering event. And what I noticed at that time was the lack of informed support for women facing similar challenges. And after my divorce, fully battered, I started on to healing journey. I began learning various modalities like coaching, NLP, hypnosis, energy healings, a lot of them. And then since 2014, I've been coaching people. It's after about 7-8 years, felt little void in within me, and I did learn an extensive introspection within myself, and then came an aha moment, and I recalled my own struggles during and after divorce. And this profound self discovery gave birth to my new role as divorce empowerment coach. My mission is very clear, is to empower Indian women going through or after divorce. I offer holistic support system, emotional healing, practical guidance, and essential tools for women to rewrite their stories during and after divorce. It's my own personal challenges that became into the source of strength and inspiration for others.
Amazing, Mona. This is so amazing because, it's like it's a catalyst that's happened in your life. That's the way I see it. That with this big change, you're actually going out there and helping more women who may not have that support system within the family. और ज़्यादातर घरों में ऐसा होता है कि लोग इस बारे बात नहीं करना चाहते. वो divorce word इतना एक एक इतनी बड़ी स्टिग्मा है, स्टिग्मा है. So recovery period, how long does it normally take? I mean, of course, it differs from person to person, Mona. But in your experience of having empowered women, who've gone through this absolutely sticky, not till death do us apart, wala situation, how long does it generally take, Mona, for people to get over it?
So it depends on person to person. Everybody, to the extent they have gone through. If you have gone through a narcissistic situations in your life, then it takes a little longer for you to come out and rebuild your own strength, rebuild your own self after that, because it really kills you from within. Um, Legal paperwork itself take a long time, and sometimes child custody and all other aspects that comes in that breaks you completely from within. It takes a while for you to recover from all this emotional upheaval that you have gone through. So there's no timeline as such. It depends on person to person. But with the modalities that I offer, with the coaching that I offer, you don't have to do it all by yourself. You have a support. You have not just any support. it's a process that I take you through with the modalities that I have learned through over this period, and not only learned, I've practiced it on myself and so many people for last 8-9 years. I've been doing this coaching work. So yeah, through taking through the process, the defined process, your journey towards healing is much faster.
That's amazing. And you know what, Mona, I think I hope many of our listeners who are going through a situation like this knows where how to reach out to you, because most of the women are at a loss. Also, the men are at a loss as to how to navigate this entire situation. So, you know, the question that also comes to me is that how do you define empowerment in the context of post-divorce recovery, and what role does it play in helping women rebuild their lives? So, on this context, would it be possible for you to throw some light?
So, empowerment in this context is about reclaiming control over one's life. It's not just about bouncing back, it's about rewriting the narrative, rediscovering our own strengths, and redefine our sense of self. It's about helping women to recognize their resilience, untapped potentials, creating a life on their own terms, rather than just going by whatever is coming. And it's about a shift from victimhood to ownership, taking from limitations to possibilities. This shift is important. And the empowerment is all this about. It is aligning with your authentic self here.
So your work also focuses on resilience, which is can be a very individual thing in person to person. So can you share some strategies or mindset shifts that women can adopt, to build resilience? Because I think resilience is one thing that will help a woman face the uncertainty of such a defining moment in, her life. So Mona, just tell me, what are the strategies that one needs to, keep, in mind?
Yes. So for resilience, one needs to go through a fundamental mindset shift. It's reframing the challenges as an opportunities for growth, not succumbing to those challenges. It's viewing the obstacle as not the roadblocks, but the stepping stone towards your personal growth. This mindset shift is very, very crucial at this point of time. And one needs to have self compassion, which is the main key. Women, we often carry very heavy emotional burden during and after divorce. Being kind to oneself, acknowledging the pain, and allowing the room for healing is paramount here. uh, Cultivating the growth mindset is very, very important. I know it seems like, it can't be achieved, but yes, it can be achieved. I have achieved it. So many other women are achieving it. So yes, it is achievable.
So, tell us about the common misconceptions or societal pressures that women may encounter, post a divorce. And, how do you guide them? What is the practice that you follow actually as an empowerment coach in helping them overcome this in their lives?
Yes. So one of the most prevalent misconception is divorce is a failure. Society may impose a sense of shame or judgment on women who are going through divorce. So I work with women to reframe this narrative, emphasizing that divorce is a courageous step towards self-discovery and growth. Another misconception, immediately after a woman have gone through that divorce, society expects them to just move on, just move on to another relationship immediately. They do not factor that the person needs to heal also. So I guide women to honor their individual timelines for healing, emphasizing the importance of self-care and self-discovery. Unless you heal, you're going to keep repeating your mistakes. You got to learn from your mistake before moving on to another relationship or anything that you want to do. Even if you want to start working or start a business or something, you got to first heal yourself from, you know, physical injury. If it happens, we give time to heal, right? If we have gone through a break of bone or anything like that, we take time to heal. But emotional pains, uh, people are not just giving time to heal, just rubbing it and just moving on. It doesn't happen like this. it is going to come back in your life again if you're not going to heal it when it arrives.
Absolutely, bang on. I completely agree with you on this, Mona. For someone listening who might be in the early stages of divorce, what initial steps or practices would you recommend to start the journey of empowerment, which isn't easy? Like we know that we just had a conversation saying that everybody around you will tell you that you're a failure and you have to learn to listen to your inner voice. What would you tell them?
Uh, that is the step where one needs to. It's a very very crucial. First of all, acknowledging that it's a very very crucial phase. Nobody's aware what will happen, what you need to do. So just step back and allow yourself to sink in that this is happening, or this will happen in time to come. You get to know about it, right? So focus on this self care. Prioritize your physical and mental well being is very very crucial at this point of time. If you have to seek professional support, do go and find what kind of support that you need. You need counseling, you need coaching, you need energy healing, whatever that goes with you, go for that. Setting boundaries is another most essential aspect, both with your ex-husband or the husband that you're undergoing the divorce. Setting boundaries is very important. Setting boundaries with societal expectation. People want me to do this, so I do this. Otherwise, I don't want to do this. That should not be. Connect with yourself, see what is it that resonates with you, and do only that much. It's a life altering event. Allow yourself to just heal through it. That's what I guide my clients in this journey.
So, how do you address and support the emotional healing process, for women who've been through a very, very challenging divorce? For example, custody of children. These things can be extremely sticky. And obviously, it's not an easy topic to really navigate. But Mona, it will be lovely if you can share with us, any case study that you have without taking the name of the person as to how you've, had this positive impact, of going through this empowerment training that you do for women suffering or through heartbreak and grief.
Absolutely. So, firstly, I create a safe and non judgmental space for women to express their emotions freely. This is very, very essential aspect here. If you're not, if you do not have a space which is free of judgment, you cannot express. And the more you express in that space, the healing begins with that. And and then through the techniques of NLP, I guide them to reframe their negative thought patterns, replacing them with empowering belief. Um, yes, I had a client. Let's give her a name. Let's call her Priya. She came to me. She was going through a divorce, and she was very very distressed. And she also had a child, has a child. And she she was not working also at that point of time. She came to me uh, very very distressed because her husband was narcissistic also. And through our sessions, we had about 10 12 sessions. And these during these sessions, she completely healed her emotional wounds. She improved her communication with her child. Through her healing, her child also healed. And then she found relationships, her relationships with other people, with her family and friends, and wherever that she goes, it improved. And not only that, today she is a successful entrepreneur. She's running her own business, and flying really very high in her business. I'm really grateful that she took this journey and came out really strong from this.
How wonderful. That's such a reiteration also of your own practice, when you can impact and empower another person and see that person fly. So I also, the question that comes to me is this, that beyond individual empowerment, there is a much more broader part of the social impact, because बहुत सारे घरों में ऐसा होता है कि माँ बाप ही accept नहीं करते हैं, when you come back. And sometimes they will not even open the door for you, So how do you think that, women, when they don't have that support system also with their parents or with friends, how should they navigate a situation like this?
Unfortunately, this is still going on, and I am really, really taken aback. So many women calls me and tells me that where shall we go now from here on? So I ask them to find the strength first. Look at what their strengths are. Okay, what are they good at? Start from there. Build your finances first, and then gradually take steps in becoming independent. Now is the time to become independent. God has given you this opportunity. Take it as an opportunity to empower yourself to become independent. I have gone through the similar situation in my life. I had no support from my family, and I stood by myself. Whatever money that I had, I invested into my coaching and NLP and all these courses, and I built myself one step at a time, one step at a time. I built it up all by myself. So there is a hope. Even if you do not have any support, it only seems, because God is always there by your side. And people will emerge. The moment you start walking, from somewhere people will emerge. The support will come to you. It happens. It's a universe way of working. And I truly 100% believe in it.
Yes, Mona, I also believe in this. I completely echo your statement in this, that there will be so many people who will come forward and give their hand out to you while you need to cross that, very, very tumultuous river, which isn't easy. So, the last question that I have with you, Mona, is this: as a divorce empowerment coach, what advice would you give to women who may be very hesitant, or unsure about seeking support during or after their divorce?
Yes, I want to say you are not alone. And seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's natural to feel hesitant, it's natural to feel unsure, but reaching out for help is a very crucial step in reclaiming control over your life. Do not, I repeat, do not let societal judgments or self doubt hold you back. Understanding an opportunity to rewrite your story.
Yes, that's a very, very important line, Mona. An opportunity to rewrite your story the way you want it to be written. So, Mona, if we have our listeners who want to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you, Mona?
They can go through my website. It will take about another 4-5 days because I'm just redoing my website. It's called yaracoaching.com. There you will find the link to reach me, to send a message to me, and book an appointment with me, of course, from there itself.
So thank you so much, Mona, for being on today's episode. And this was Mona Singh, who can be reached at yaracoaching.com. And thank you for being on today's episode.
Thank you, Mahua, for having me with you. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Dear X from the creators of The Mohua Show. We would be delighted to get your feedback for these candid conversations that our guests shared with us. If you want to reach out to us, DM us at our Instagram page, The Mohua Show. We all know to call it quits isn't easy. To D or not to D isn't really an easy question to answer.